So they popped into my bedroom, as they do. They don't, they don't ring the doorbell. They don't make an appointment. They just show up and they said, "We need you to save your daughter." And, part of me was like, what are you talking about? And then the other part didn't seem odd to me at all. And so I agreed to go on a craft with them. And they put me in this isolated room that looked like stainless steel, white. It was very sterile looking. And they just set me down. And by they, it's the Grays. And they brought in this little girl to me. And she was probably, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 feet tall. And she weighed ounces rather than pounds. And she looked on the verge of death. And they told me that she was experiencing failure to thrive because she had too much human in her. And they put her in my arms. You're right, it's healing for me to talk about this, but it doesn't mean it's not painful. And they put her in my arms, and every maternal instinct that I didn't think I had kicked into gear. And I held her and kissed her and loved her. And I didn't know what else to do other than just be a mom to her. And I have no concept of time. I think I keep saying it felt like maybe around 4 hours. But again, it could have been 4 days. I really don't know. So I just say about 4 hours, and I physically saw color come back into her face, and this peaches and cream complexion. And she was just adorable. She was so sweet, and the connection in our eyes. And shortly after I saw the color come back into her face, the Grace came back in the room to get her. And I thought, how can I give her? This is my child. This is my daughter. How can I give her to these emotionless beings? And to this day, I struggle with it. And I thought, they might not have an emotional connection to her, but it's the only family she's ever known. And she had an emotional connection to them. And by then she jumped off my lap. And even though I say she was 1.5 to 2 feet tall and weighed ounces, she was older. And by older, I want to say maybe age 2, because she could easily walk. And she did. She jumped off my lap and ran over to them, into their arms. And I just had to come to terms that I did my job, that I saved her. And she was going back to the only family that she knew.
Today on the show, I got KRISTI Pederson. I interviewed her in person at the Ozark UFO conference this year, and she was definitely the talk of the town. She had line out the door just to get an autograph, get one of her books. But man, it's a treat, an honor. KRISTI Pederson, welcome to Beyond Forbidden. How you doing?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
So what did you think whenever you got the reaction from everybody at the conference? Because did you go in thinking like, I got this, everybody's going to love it? Did you?
Do you want to help support Beyond Forbidden and receive extra content that's not seen anywhere else? By becoming a patron, a few things you will receive are the full-length 90-minute or 120-minute podcast episode. Members will also receive a private link to the video podcast and will only be exclusive to Patreon members. In-person, face-to-face interviews with some of the most well-known, respected researchers. Behind-the-scenes footage of interviews not seen anywhere else. And that's just a few perks. So what do you have to lose? Cut out one brain-rotting, overly processed Happy Meal a month that doesn't do anything beneficial for your mind, body, and spirit, and become a Patreon for just $5.